Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be ready for our next step for our printmaking project. We got reference last week, and just a quick review. We got our animal, then we had our meaning of our animal printed out in the front of our sketchbooks, so we can look back at that. And then after we did that, we planned what we wanted our final image to look like. We did a thumbnail plan for that. And based on that, that helped us know what kind of reference images we needed. And that's what we did last week, is printed out reference images. And so here are my reference images. These are the pictures I will look at to help me with my drawing. Ultimately, the drawings we will do today will be carved into our plate. That's what you just saw. So we are going to create our final plan. And we need to keep in mind the meaning, which we were mindful about when creating our thumbnail sketch, and also our animal identification. We want to be able to see what the animal looks like. Now, that doesn't mean that it has to be an exact photographic drawing of your animal. It can be very simple and still be identifiable as your animal. So you have to think about what are the characteristics of your animal that will make it distinctive and easily identified. So for this, it won't take very much of this little drawing for you to be able to tell what this animal is that I'm drawing here. Some of you might already be able to tell. So very little details, and obviously not a photographic drawing, all right? Just a simple line drawing to represent what that animal is, and that will be sufficient because you just want enough so that the viewer can tell what your animal is. Now once you've so now you're ready for your final plan, and I've got some example pieces of the foam that we're going to be using that I'll give you so that you can make sure to do yours the right size. And you'll just place this on a new page in your sketchbook and trace around it, and this will make sure that when you do your final plan that it's going to be the perfect size. So just hold that in place, trace around, and you'll share this with the people at your team. And then and of course you can do it horizontally or vertically. Your design can be either way. And now I'm ready to start drawing. And I can look back at my plan to remember how I had planned on doing this drawing. Mine is symmetrical vertically. So I've got the bird and then the bird reflected in the water. So what I'm going to do is start off by separating my page into two parts. This is the middle line where that water line is. So I'm going to draw that, and then just lightly sketch in so that you can barely even see it on this film, but I'm just lightly sketching in the composition, the placement of those shapes. Then I can go in and draw darker to refine that. So for the water, I know it's here, and now I can go in and make it do the universal symbol for water. Just draw that across. And now I can start to think about my bird. What I'm doing as I'm drawing this bird is I've already mapped out the large shapes, and I'm looking at my photograph, and I'm simplifying those shapes, similar to the How to Draw book. So I see here there's a triangle shape to the wing, so I'm going to draw that triangle shape on my paper, and then once I get that mapped out, I can start to refine it, get it more exactly how it looks. And I'm mapping out the head, so I'll map out the parts, and then I'll go in and refine that, make it closer and closer to what it actually looks like. Adding in a back wing. And now I can go, I'm refining to make this more exact, looking at that curve of the neck. And I will continue to refine this drawing, and you can see as I go, just getting it more exact. And I'm all the time looking back and forth, looking at my photograph as I'm drawing, and that's guiding my drawing. I can also look at my art. You'll notice I look at my artistic reference, the John James Audubon image, and that I look at for inspiration, and I'm adding some flourishes here, a stylized feather there for the top. And then some feathers there for the wings as well. And then I just continue on with my drawing. Now, one thing with this is it's got to be only a line drawing. We won't be able to add value. You can see value in the wing, but with the technique that we're using, this printmaking, you're only working with lines. So you want to focus on a line drawing as opposed to value. And I've added a sun here and a reflection. And now I'm going to do the reflection of the bird in the bottom, and I'm going to do that similar to the reflection I did in the sun, like with ripples. So I'm adding that. Okay, so now I've got my drawing finished. You can see here my reflection. And I want to just show you, here's one from before that I did last year, and it's drawn a bit darker so you can see it a bit better. And I wanted, so I've got my drawing all refined. Now here is an example of a work where, and this is a pitfall I've seen students have, where they do their drawing and their animal is too small and it doesn't really fill up very much of their paper. So be mindful that you're really taking advantage of all that space to draw your animal as large as you can, so there's not too much empty space in your picture. You want to really use the whole area. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with today. I know you guys are going to have some really cool drawings, so enjoy.